Okay, so we are here at the Evergreen State Fairgrounds in Monroe, Washington for the 2025 Northwest Model Hobby Show. And now that we're all set up here, how about we take a tour of the booth? I am here with Olin. He has his trolley layout, the same one that we took to the train show. I got my N-scale layout, plus a variety of other stuff. Here is the booth. We actually got lucky. There was 2 tables that weren't being used, so we got 2 extra tables. This is really cool, one of my oldest pieces. This is from 1883. It's a floor train, meant to be pulled around by a string on the floor. My great aunt recently sent it up to me. She found it in an ancestor's attic. Okay, next we have a cast iron clockwork train from the early 1900s. I got this thing for $12 at an antique store downtown that was closing. One of my personal favorites is an actual piece of rail from Walt Disney's live steam railroad that he built in his backyard. My friend Earl Keislug, who created Gertie the Dinosaur, aka the Good Dinosaur, he sent this up to me, and I love it so much. My family has connections to Walt Disney. My grandpa worked for him way back. And of course, we got my N-scale layout. This is N-scale. It's 2 foot by 3 foot. I actually got it off of Facebook Marketplace back in September of 2024 from an older guy. Him and his wife were getting ready to move to Arizona, and he was also really into RC planes, which he wanted to focus on, and decided he didn't want the layout anymore. So I got a really good deal on it, $125. The layout, the control box, both of which are homemade by him, and it even came with trains. So that's cool. There was 2 tracks, the outside track and then the inside track. Both can be powered independently with the control box. There's 2 track switches, which you can see here. That's how I do that. This is the box I keep my trains in. I got this tackle box at Cabela's. It cost me $100, but it's so worth it. It looks so nice and keeps everything so organized. A lot of trains I actually already had, so that's cool too. They work on the layout good. And yeah, let's check out Olin's layout.
This is a trolley layout, an HO scale. It's designed to replicate the historic types of trolleys that used to run in the Midwest. You would have a small town with streetcar tracks and a few branches, maybe a spur line, and a few lines out to the park and stuff like that. So I tried to capture a whole bunch of features that you typically see in some old photos in one little small package. And I tried to do it as small as possible. So this space is like 3 feet long right here. The trolley layout itself is made on a piece of particulate board about 14 inches deep, so really narrow. Trolleys can do a sharp radius, and I figured out this kind of car could actually do about a 5-inch radius. So I do about a 5.5 inch or 6 inch over here, somewhere in that range on that and on the other end. Well, it wraps around a park. It's kind of hard to use this space otherwise. And then I put a block of stores which is commercially available, and then did a branch line through this street. This is a double track in the streets with the spring switches on each end, so they go down the right side of the street. There's a little handmade switch here. This is like the switch I made It's made out of a single piece of track that's been cut, and then it's hinged. It's just anchored with some spikes and a little spring in there keeps it popped open. Normally, in this case, and I pull it over with a switch stand and a little pin going through the rod through the hole. So it's pulling that over when I want to go down this track, which actually then turns into a reversing loop, and it comes back around this side and go down that way and back. So this configuration with that switch, I'm going to a loop over to another loop over like that. Well, I haven't quite finished all the wire work, and I haven't the track is in good shape, but I need to redo the wire work. So currently it's only running as a figure 8 with a crossing right here. And then this switch and this switch are always set for that. These are standard Shinohara switches. This is a Shinohara Code 70 track, a scratch-built bridge made with a couple Tyco flat cars, center sections put together, and then a little bit of mixed scenery back here. A tiny little farm field, pasture on a hill, a little creek with some erosion happening here, over to a small lake. So interurbans were very common with electric lines going between small cities, and they became rare after World War II. Especially they were starting to fall out during the Depression. So anyway, a neat concept. I wanted to show people both the interurban experience and the city streetcar experience with trains going down an alley and then coming back around and in through the street. The track itself took about a year to design, 3 years to get it in. This is all hand-laid track in the city section here, and then about 2 years to do the scenery, including putting plaster over all the track and carving the bricks in here. And then I did about a year on the overhead wire to get that all going. So between high school and getting out of college, I had this all done, and it's a fun project. I recommend anybody do it. It's not that hard. There are books on how to string trolley wire. You go to see a trolley preservation area or anywhere they're running streetcars with the poles running, you'll get a good experience for how they fire it up. So give it a shot. It's fun.
Fun, and it's definitely unique. Definitely not something you see often in the hobby, where it actually runs off the overhead wire. As you can see, we made great use of the 2 extra tables, including my trolley setup in O-scale. This is a dog bone shaped track, reminiscent of old trolley lines back in the day, including the one at Main Street in Disneyland. Speaking of Disneyland, this is my Lionel Steamboat Willie Theater, made by Lionel for the 100th anniversary of Disney, one of only 500 produced. I also couldn't resist McCartney's Wings. We set up a TV to play railroad DVDs, and I even set up an Engage train for the kids to run. I also put my rail samples on display, showing an evolution and history of rail. Let's go check out the show. You know, honestly, I think this part had to be my favorite. Can you see why? Ooh.
2 minutes left.
Well, after 3 solid days of all of this, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, this was a great hobby show, lots of fun. I come every year, but this was actually my first time participating in the show. I had a lot of fun. I think Olin had fun too. And here's to more great adventures down the road.